It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' leader at quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000.
And off we go from Denver. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
The drive starts with a carry by Corum. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Now 2nd and 9. They run once more with Corum. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A big play that time on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll look to throw here. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. That is incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Keon Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
He was good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
I'm going to give him another shot.
All right. I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try and eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 71 yards.
One thing I do know, teams in the NFL don't treat this like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. It's been mentioned all week long about going out and getting him the rushing title. He'll see the ball, and he'll see it often.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
That one complete. It's tanked down. 85 catches for him on the year now, and the result there is a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Hey, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And the Raiders have got him. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Third and 20. They'll look to throw. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raiders offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a nightmare for defenses to try and contain all year long. NFL leader in rushing yards at the QB position here late in the season. Forced out to his left. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. They'll drop to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Well, these two teams met in Vegas earlier in the season with the Raiders winning that ball game. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. On second down, they'll run it here. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Here's 3rd and 9.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the out. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. This will be fielded at the 17. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run with Corum to begin the drive. And he'll get this to the 32. You look at this Raiders defense. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. And the Raiders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are an extra point away from drawing level. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
In motion left goes a tight end. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Defense.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
At the 14-yard line.
Here's a quick throw to McBride. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Back to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Up the middle, here's Corum. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. And they'll run again. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And the Broncos have taken the lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. That time a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you can see he's closing in on a rushing title, the league leader coming into the penultimate week of the season. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he's brought down. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. at the 41. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 31-yard line. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Back to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Now the fan favorite, this is Carson Steele. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. He'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation, because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Steps away to his left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Now back to throw. He'll buy some, and he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Drake Jackson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And his kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Got his man, Dell. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That is caught. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout, and they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. Oh, good footwork on the spin.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. They'll throw now on the final play. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. He'll look to throw.
Pass to Bowers once again.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and a yard. They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll look to throw here on first down.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
They'll drop to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Again, it's Corum.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go. Looking to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. That field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, come get a little bit closer this time.
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. But so often now we're praising tight ends for their nimbleness and how they can. They've got that tough guy aspect, too. How about him catching that short one there, shaking off tacklers, and turning that into an expansive gain downfield.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. They'll look to throw. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. They'll set up to throw.
Pass complete right side to Bowers.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
2nd down and 6 now.
Back to throw here.
That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd and 6. Over the middle, complete. That's Coleman. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's
Still
face it,
down.
he is so amped up. Wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. They'll look to throw here.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back to throw again.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
This is taken in by McBride.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 31-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good job to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Back to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And the drive will wind up yielding 3.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
46-yard line.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Second and toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. Second down and 8. He'll look to throw. Throw left side taken in by Pittman. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you drafted.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Straight ahead, Steele. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 32. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down.
Encroachment, defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
And they've got another 1st and 10 as the penalty keeps this drive moving. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. On play action, they'll throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
And this one is right through, and that'll bring him back within a point. So that gets him a little closer as he converts there, but you have to think back to the field goal he missed earlier.
Right now, that's the difference between leading and trailing. So at this moment, he's reciting that kicker's prayer that we know so well. Just give me one more shot before this one's said and done.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. What a big fourth quarter fumble recovery a moment ago, and now they are set up with a chance to take the lead. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Short throw caught by Bowers. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. Third and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 7 yards left for second down. Ball at the 10. On the give, it's Steele. And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. From 8 yards out. And the Raiders have taken a fourth quarter lead. A late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect a lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day one of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
The Raiders will line up for the two-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Broncos offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Second down and a little more than a yard here. They run straight ahead with Corum. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now back to throw. A short one here, caught by McBride. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 40-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
A short one here, caught by McBride. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Brings up second and 3.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. They'll look to throw again. This is caught by Waddle.
I'm starting to wonder here, are they trying to prevent winning? Because right now, they're laying back and they're picking them apart, moving the ball downfield. I think they got to start bringing a little pressure towards the quarterback.
He's back to throw. Got his man, Dell. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Back to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
Back to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here...
And it's caught! It's a touchdown! So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding Pittman. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it's the Broncos who are going to get the first shot at things. They'll have it here as we start in overtime. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Broncos offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. Now a first throw here in overtime. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And the Broncos first down.
This one complete to Coleman. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this
Neutral zone
against?
infraction, defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get
Automatic
into the
first down.
offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Corum. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
That's complete to Dell. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. Open man is Waddle, complete. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 19-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Completes it to Coleman. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
Back to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And here in overtime, that had the potential to be the definition of a game-changing interception. But he couldn't find a way to pull it in. And that's a disappointment there.
They'll run the toss here with Corum. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
The kick by Pinheiro is good, and they have regained the lead. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? The overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll set up a throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially get out of here with a tie. And this is not going to do it. It's no good. An ambitious effort to try and force this game into sudden death, but it was not to be, and they fall by 3 in overtime.
A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true.